Hello, dear friends. When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. Opinion piece. Battle for truth. Special week. Global change. Accountability. Geopolitical shift. Spiritual warfare. Economic turmoil. The age of truth dawns. Analysis by Juan. Anti-establishment movements. Let's start. A cosmic battle against deep-rooted global evil is underway. The dismantling of corrupt systems is part of a cosmic plan, beyond conventional politics, according to Juan, who connects shifts in political power to a broader spiritual battle behind the scenes, linking ancient symbolism to modern power struggles. Osabin predicts a widespread reckoning involving arrests and public trials for high-profile political figures internationally. This is presented as a necessary correction to restore justice and accountability. Movements to train the Trump and expose conspiracies are gaining momentum around the world. It also suggests that significant arrests of well-known political figures are on the horizon, as part of a broad movement toward justice and accountability. It speaks of significant geopolitical shifts and a broader struggle between truth and deception. He speculates about the possibility of public tribunals and martial law being implemented as part of a broader strategy to restore order and expose corruption. He also foresees the rise of anti-establishment movements around the world, where anti-establishment candidates will gain influence, challenging conventional political structures and aligning themselves with a global shift away from the established elites. This is presented as a global event that will trigger widespread change. Japan's economic crisis is interpreted as a warning to the world with recommendations to protect personal assets. Osabin discusses economic instability, urging his audience to take steps to protect their personal assets from the impending collapse. Fulford summary. According to Benjamin Fulford, the American corporation will declare bankruptcy and forfeit all its debt. The United States of North America will then assume management of the corporation's functional components and hire experts to develop a Jubilee plan that cancels all debts and redistributes assets. This plan will be presented to creditor countries. Based on previous conversations, it appears that Asians would be willing to forgive the American debt in exchange for the government ceasing its antisocial behavior around the world. They also want Westerners to obtain more accurate and fact-based information about China and Asia. In addition, representatives of the Dragon family and the Vatican meeting in Asia will discuss the takeover of the Fed. Its functions will be assumed by a future planning agency with a meritocratic staff. To launch it, the White Dragon and the Golden Dragon foundations will issue 100 billion bond. The money will be used to pay off White Hat debts and launch the agency. Special week. The dark side of the moon will be visible at noon, and sunlight will prove to be the best disinfectant, according to Poet Dog. Prepare for a week like no other, culminating on Memorial Day, Monday, and then continuing for over a year until July 4th, 2026. The media mocks the rumors while clandestine flights, Washington no-flight zones, and third cyber lockdowns unfold before your eyes. We are on the road to freedom, according to Real Gisera QFS. Tucker Carlson thinks the central banking system should be shut down. In his opinion, it would be great to create a political party that could crush the banks or encourage everyone who is deeply in debt to stop paying. What if 100 million people stopped paying their car loans, their mortgages and their credit cards? Final alarms are rising as the Japanese and the US debt auction struggles to find buyers, according to Mike Adams. Experts are sounding the alarm that the debt markets are heading toward a crisis. Japanese bond yields are skyrocketing, and the US Treasury 20-year bond auction has just suffered a systemic shock due to a lack of interest bond buyers, sending yields above 5.1%. These are signs of a serious fracture and eventual failure of Western debt markets, which are much larger than stock markets. According to Keshe, darkness doesn't want your light or your love. It wants your anger, your hatred, your fear, your energy of sadness, despair and hopelessness. When you emit low frequencies, you feed them and serve their agenda. Send them light and love, because the house of cards has collapsed. What remains are only shadows, which will soon be dissolved by the light. According to Kerry Kay, the more in tune you are with your nature, the more you align with it, the more a mutual healing relationship will occur. You will see the green of the trees appear more vibrant, the smell of the air sweeter, and beauty more evident. This is because you are beginning to access a new frequency, which is the dawning of the age of truth. We have entered a completely new frequency and era, and truly this is just the beginning. Breaking news. Stocks suffer weekly losses amid tariff threat. The dollar plummets to 18-month lows, and Bitcoin and gold reach record highs. Trump threatens to impose a 50% tariff on the EU, although he is confident it will not be necessary. Iran and the US reach a greater understanding after talks in Rome. The UN confirms that 198 drugs have entered Gaza, and the Red Cross Hospital is receiving medicines. Europe demands an explanation from Israel for attacking a diplomatic delegation from 24 countries in the West Bank. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.